Science, conduct your final safety checks and report back to the bridge. Engineering, confirm reactor status and warp core integrity.
Engine is ready. Fasten your seatbelts, Commander. Entering warp in 3, 2, 1.
The bridge is all yours, Commander. Welcome to the command deck.
Hello, hello, welcome. Let's see if everything's working. A lot of things to set up here. I think it's working. Welcome, welcome, guys. How are you? We have good news and a lot of info to talk about today. And we are four of the usual mates here, and then we have a special guest, Shadix. How are you, Shadix?
Hey guys, I'm good. Thank you. Great to be here. Great to be with you guys. I'm a big fan of your podcast. Being here
Awesome.
is a childhood dream of mine.
By the way, Chadix created the presentation soundtrack.
Yeah. It was really nice. I had a lot of fun making it.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that. It's awesome.
Of course.
And great to have you here finally. So we have Drum Carlos. We already heard his voice now.
Hello, everyone.
And we have Solas. How are you, Solas?
Good. How you guys doing? Glad to be back from our little break.
Yeah, and we have PG. PG, how are you?
I'm good. Glad to be here. Glad to have a chat with Chadix, a good mate here. So, looking forward to this show today.
Awesome. So, we're going to start with Shadix and their trip to Singapore. Was it Singapore?
Yes. It was Singapore, yes.
Do we want to talk about Chadix's journey up to now first, maybe? For those that don't know him?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. When did you join? How did you find out about Star Atlas? Anything fun that you want to share?
Gotcha. I joined, I think it was August 21. So right with the token launch, I think it was. And I found out about Star Atlas podcast. I think it was Scott Melker, the Wolf of All Streets, that presented it in some form on YouTube. And it caught my eye and it looked cool. I mean, just the basic things that I caught on. But I was also quite interested in Solana because I heard good things about it, and I'm a gamer, so the connection of Solana and gaming made sense to me. And Star Atlas, I'm a big space MMO fan. Like the game I played most is probably Mass Effect, the trilogy. I played it 3 times by now, all 3 games.
Wow.
Big fan. So this made a lot of sense to me. I love the genre. I love crypto. I love Solana, and it all comes together there.
Yeah, and I think a good thing to show or to tell our audience about you is what have you been doing in Star Atlas since you found about it?
Well, at first my entry point was making music. I make music as a hobby. Or I used to make music as a hobby. Now it's more like still a hobby. Let's keep it that way. But I made some tracks for the Bounty Bar at the beginning, and caught up some community members that really liked it, especially Archetype. He was texting me and told me that he really liked the track, and I was really happy, really hyped that someone listens actually to what I do, right? Especially in the space, because I was new to Star Atlas and the community. So he did some stuff with Moonman, and he told me that Moonman is also interested in making music. He connected us, and then Moonman told me how much he likes the track, and he would really like to have like a verse in there. And then I redid the track with him, introduced him into the song. And yeah, people really seem to love it. I remember he was really hyped when we reached 5,000 streams, and like, wow, that was really cool. Yeah, made some little video, some visualizer for Twitter. Yeah, it was great. It was really cool.
I remember it. It was pretty amazing. I still have it saved on my computer actually. But
I'm honored.
pretty
I'm
cool.
honored.
It's pretty cool track.
Thank you.
I started harassing you for collaborations after that.
After that, I remember you. Yeah, you
Mhm.
were texting me about Supernova Racing. Yeah,
Mhm.
made a track for Supernova Racing, and yeah, a lot of things fell into place. Afterwards, I made a track for the Mob Machina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mob
and
Machina.
yeah, just some projects or like community projects in Startless that I collaborated with. Some podcast intros like yours. And yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do. This community space where it's more casual. You can try out things. It's not as strict. You can use some some AI technology sometimes for the voices, for example, for the intro for your podcast. And I don't think I could do this with an official company, but in a community sense, you can just try out stuff and utilize like anything new technology-wise, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
And you had the
Very cool.
first official Star Atlas tattoo as well, didn't you?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I do.
I was
Oh,
just gonna bring it up.
It's hidden there. Yeah,
Nice.
I got it in Lisbon, 2022 at Breakpoint. Was the first time I met up with Atlas Theory, and he started doing some vlogging. I was not as involved as I was this year, but yeah, he just accompanied me when I decided to get the tattoo. That's also a funny story. I was just asking around if anyone knows if there's some kind of status tattoo of this, if there's an idea. And Michael and the team, they were like, no, there's no one actually that has a tattoo. And I was like, okay, well, if I like what you do, if I like the presentation, I'll get one. And yeah, I think the next day I went to a tattoo artist in Lisbon and asked how if it's possible to get like a spontaneous tattoo the next day. And he was like, yeah, come on Monday. I got an hour for you, and yeah, it happened.
and
Right there.
did you get a new one now?
Sorry?
Did you get another one, a new one?
For Startless?
Yeah,
Yeah, this
after the
time.
breakpoint?
No, not this time. No.
Not this time. Oh,
I think it was way more expensive than this one.
oh wow.
Yeah.
So it was only because of that. Okay, no problem.
Hey, Drum Carlos.
It made it easier.
Is your mustache
A
morphing?
tattoo?
His mustache.
It's been a long day.
His mustache looks way bigger than I saw it last time.
I told you mine was bigger than yours.
I know.
It's a matter of size.
Yeah.
So, how was your trip to Singapore and the breakpoint
Well,
as an experience in general?
the experience was amazing. To start with how we got there, I assume not everyone knows, we community founded the whole thing because Atlas Theory and we couldn't really afford going there, but we wanted to do a vlog. So we started to open up a fundraiser. We opened up a Solana wallet and just posted some stuff on X if anyone wants to sponsor us. Yeah, some people just started sending us some Solana, some assets. We had 4 major sponsors, Super Phoenix DAO, Puri, the Hologram News Network, and Galia Merchants. And they were like really behind us and just asked us what we need. And yeah, in return, we sponsored them. We gave them some shout outs. They have some advertisement time in our little documentary. And yeah, we flexed some of their merchandise. That was really cool.
It's awesome.
So yeah, it was really cool to have this, like, where does this really happen, right? Which community just gives you money to do something? This is like, I mean, sure,
Yeah.
it's everything
We
like community funded, yeah.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
we had the same thing. You know, we've done a few events, the same, pretty much the same sponsors you said, along with other community members. You know, doing the Gallia Cup season 1, 2. You know, we're sponsored by Andre's Fleet Share, Gallia Merchants, H&N, all that. Supernova Racing. I'm sorry, Super Phoenix DAC and all that. This community is really amazing by just supporting each other. You know,
Yeah.
it's a good community for sure.
Yeah, happened the same with me when I had a game of Atlas Mission Run. I had a few guys that, oh, can I give you assets? Can I? Okay, cool. So it was more engagement with more people giving, not only me. So it was fun.
Yeah, Mud Empire. We had two events. Everybody donated ships and everything, and then once people won those ships in the little competition we were doing to build a certain star base, a lot of people gave that away to Atlas Grace, which was pretty amazing. You know, so good community.
Yeah, that was a really cool event. The
Mhm.
operating event, yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
So did you pass time?
Let me remind the people in our chat that they can comment on everything. We're gonna read whatever you post there in the chat. We're gonna read it, and we like to talk about things together with all of you guys. So just say whatever you want to say. Say what you are thinking. Just, for example, did you watch Atlas Theory and Shadix and what they did there?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll have to share Shaddix's music link, and then also, you know, the video for his documentary. Yep.
Maybe you can put the video in the background without sound.
The video
But
in the background. But which part?
Do you need
Because I think it was a long trip.
the consent links?
A lot of. Yes. Send it to
Oh, I
me,
can send
and
links.
I will
Okay.
try. You can?
I just sent it in the YouTube chat. Did you get it?
No, I think it's
No.
not
it's
available.
probably
I'll send it on Discord. Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, I'll put it there.
very cool.
And
Yeah,
you
it was
go-
Yeah,
fun.
So we
Archetype after, right?
sorry.
And you got to visit Archetype after as well.
Oh yeah, we went to Cambodia. Yes, that was also really cool. Back to Singapore. When we got there, we were both really excited to dive into the summit, right, and to just prepare everything, meet the team, meet the community, and it was amazing. We managed to interview most of the people there that had some time for us. Unfortunately, we lost some of the footage because one of the microphones at some point got faulty and we lost the sound, which was not so cool. But we still got a good chunk of the most important questions, I would argue, and that was
Did
cool.
you guys did you compete in the gaming village or the little tournament they had?
Tournament? No, unfortunately not. I would have loved to, but we pretty much interviewed people the whole day.
Yeah.
We just stopped for having like a quick snack, and then we were out to chase and annoy
Very cool.
the team again. Yeah, it was
So,
amazing.
was it a lot of work to do? Did you have fun doing it? Did you have more time like working? You know what I mean? Or did you enjoy the event, the breakpoint in general, and Star Atlas things in general? How was it?
It was a lot of fun, but it was also work for sure. But nonetheless, it was amazing because everyone knew what we were doing. So we just went backstage and into every corner of the summit. Everyone was like,
Wow.
yeah, just they didn't even ask. We just were like part of the team almost. We were backstage filming, and behind the huge stage that they put up, there was no off-limit stage for us, so no off-limit room, so we could just do our thing, and that was
Nice.
quite unique. We made sure to make the most of that.
Any
But
plans
also,
for
sorry?
Dubai? Any plans for Dubai 2025?
Not yet, but we're both down for doing it again. I mean, no concrete plans, but we are talking about, we do our best to be there again and do the same thing, depending on.
Awesome.
Introduce a police proposal and maybe get funded through the DAO if people vote for it. That would be good. And you can start that process whenever you want. You don't have to wait until a month before, so you guys can plan.
Yeah.
I'm planning to go to Abu Dhabi. I was not as excited to the place they chose, but I am very excited to go to Breakpoint.
Yeah.
This next year in 2025. I think I'm gonna make the.
Oh, you're going?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to try to go too. I'm gonna see if work will allow me. But that's one place I really want to see as well. So, I hear it's amazing. So, I'm gonna try to make that voyage as well. Very long flight.
Yeah, if I didn't have a family and a lot of other things, I would love to go to, and do some streaming from there also and things like that. Yeah, sounds cool. So let's talk about golden tickets now. So, how are you feeling about the golden tickets event in general so far?
I think it's very good. I've seen the people very energized. It was good to introduce another economic loop that allows players to now mine and do other stuff. Hello there.
My son loves to come and say hello, especially when I'm streaming.
There's a good opportunity for some people to get some.
You're fired. Put them on.
But it's also gonna be. It's great that they keep adding elements to the economic loop that were really needed, and I can wait for RFR and all the future things that are to come. I haven't had time to play, to be honest, in the first two rounds. I think I'm gonna hold on my horses until the Mega Week, the first Mega Week.
Yeah, the only thing is that based on what Santi told us yesterday, and also what makes sense is that a lot of people are saving a lot of golden tickets for that week. Maybe especially the first one because of just being the first one, and we'll see after that how it goes. But yeah, I think if you save, you have to save a lot of golden tickets to really have a chance in that week. It's gonna be a hard competition. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard competition.
Yeah, I think
most you don't need to try to guarantee a price because that would get too expensive. But just be part of it. I think it's fun. I want my time.
I think most people are putting most people that are winning like one prize is putting. I was kind of looking at a lot of people are putting in 5,000 tickets, which is still I think a decent amount. But 5,000, most people have a chance of grabbing one prize. It sounds like, so maybe it's a air bike or whatever, and maybe it's a a D9.
This is going well for the winners. I did the maths in the first golden tickets. So the person that put 100,000 golden tickets, he spent $2,000, and he got 2 capital ships, 30,000 each one. So plus all the rest that he got. I'm only talking about the capital ships because he got prices everywhere, and he only put for $2,000 was a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the Discord events are quite fun. Like the marble thing they do.
Yeah.
Have you checked that out?
And they're giving away more prizes in those
Yeah,
events.
today they gave away, or Jose gave away an X6 for the marble game winner.
A Tursic as well.
Tursik afterwards, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Michael
Jose
Wagner
now
got
is the
it at
whale,
the
man.
very end.
Jose
That's true.
Jose is the whale from last week. No.
Oh yeah, 189, right? Yeah.
And about the community, the active amount of players and all that, and the feeling in the community, I think it's getting better. Also, I mean, it's one more step, one more thing. Still a lot of things to come, but I think it's already helping the community in that way. You know, staying active and people coming back because not only because of the prices or the event itself, but people being able to craft and to sell golden tickets. So that's another game already. And later we're gonna have more things coming, but that's an important thing already.
Yeah, it's good that something's going on for sure.
No, and we need to keep the community engaged because it's been such a small cult since the bear market was so harsh, and the whole Web3 environment was really struggling after the FTX thing, and now seeing all this new market coming back as we were expecting, and seeing Bitcoin at 92K, it's just really exciting. I'm looking forward to 2025 big time.
Yeah, and an important thing that we can also comment about is that yesterday we had the Spanish brew, and we had Santi and Stick, and Santi was surprisingly telling us about loyalty points and what the team
about it,
yeah, how they feel about it, and it was like a surprise, a total surprise to hear it just straight like that. They he said that they feel like, or they know that it's not working. The loyalty points so far are not working as they expected, and it's not working like it's not what it's supposed to be, you know. So they are planning a lot of things and bringing things back like RFRs and golden tickets because it's not working. So far it's the first time that I hear something so straight like that, so clear, and I think it's amazing, and it's very good for the game that we know that they understand that, because loyalty points so far has been great for big whales, but the rest of the community have not a big motivation, you know.
But I think you didn't listen to the rule last Wednesday, right?
I don't remember so far. I forget all the
because I
time.
went because I went to stage and I was a bit. No, I was not upset, uh, but because they were talking about doing something about the start path, right? And
Yeah.
they were thinking giving the start path code only for some guilds or for some content creators, and that went straight ahead to my head. Oh, that's LP 2.0. That's the same thing. We're gonna give more advantages to some people than others, and when you have a game, the game need to be equal to everyone, right? If not, people stop playing. If you only need to see someone take a bit of advantage than you lose motivation, and that's what we cannot have that situation anymore because we lost lots of players with LP. Not only with LP, because I think the marketplace bots have also a bit of influence in the players that we lost. Because even yesterday, or I don't know if it was yesterday, I tried to sell golden tickets, and in 2 seconds after I put my golden tickets to sell, I already had like other bids on top of mine. So I can manage lose $5 or $6 or $10, right? In one sell. But a small player, if he lost $5 in a sell, is losing money. So why he gonna play if he's losing money with Solana? He's losing money in the sell of the marketplace. So I was talking with I cannot say the name, but some people that very smart in coding, and I was thinking, why cannot we create a PEEP to make this shit of bots disappear from the marketplace, or create a system that they are not so efficient? Because now in that marketplace, that we don't have a chance. If you are a human, only if you delete. Sometimes what I do, I buy what they put it there. Sometimes I buy and then I put in my sell again. But I cannot do that all the time, right? But yeah, it's not the best system. The LP, and when I talked yesterday, no, on Wednesday, uh, I was a bit rushed. I was a bit I went I went on fire because I didn't like the idea that they were thinking. Well, they were only brainwashing. They were talking. That means that the the start path is going only for some guilds or is going only for some YouTubers. But they were talking about that. But it's a very difficult thing. It's a very difficult thing to choose what is the best for the start path.
Yeah, I think you talked about different things. They're important things, but yeah, I agree in general. But the only thing is that for me, loyalty points and bots are one thing, and star path is a different thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I mean, loyalty points are part of the game. It's an in-game mechanic. Star path is out of the game itself. I mean, it's part of the community, but it's not an in-game mechanic, and it's supposed to be a way to reward people for bringing more people. That was the initial idea, and yeah, so if they can't achieve that right now, I think, and I understand that they're trying at least to reward people who bring more people or to reward people who give something to the community. So I don't think that's a bad idea in general. Instead of what we have right now, because what we have right now, it's just okay, you get a discount, and in what we have right now, everybody gets the discount, but the big whales, of course, get more discount not in percentage, but the amount of money that they are saving it's a lot more. So that's not
Yeah.
fair anyway. So I prefer something that rewards people or guilds or DACs or groups or whatever who give something to the project, to the community. I prefer something like that. But loyalty points and bots are killing the game so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the bots
We're in
part is
this.
complicated when once you are in Web3 and everything is accessible and you can program stuff on that is hard. But yeah, it's three different conversations in on the loyalty program and not on the loyalty points. I mean, in the rewards program, I do understand where they're coming from because the system that we have right now applies to everyone, which is the point of PG that he thinks that's more fair. But at the same time, it doesn't work because you're supposed to
Self-referring.
give a discount to people that you refer to, and at the same time get a kickback of their new ships that they buy. But everyone has the same access, and at the end of the day, even though it was completely the opposite of what they wanted, the best way to use it is to reserve yourself, so you get a much larger discount, and then people get a little hurt when they follow a link from a content creator,
Content
and then
creator.
they realize they could have saved money by referring themselves. So there's a problem, and what the team is trying to look is for a system that when you make it available for everyone, it's hard to control that. But if you make the system available for those people that are actually putting the work to bring people into the ecosystem, reward them with something. So there's a conversation to have there. I don't know what the solution is going to be, but regarding the the loyalty program system, the biggest problem I have is that you have a limited amount per day, and you basically end up competing with your own faction, which is the opposite of what we were doing. We should be working together as a faction to overcome, as a faction together, and we end up fighting each other. And then there's the top 5%ers in the game that they just take the bulk of it. So the team has realized that doesn't work, and that they have to depart to that. They're bringing back elements that were working before the Starbase when with the golden tickets and RFRs that are coming, and I think it's the right way to go. And this is why we're testing this, right? To make sure that things are balanced and to correct the direction where something is not working the way we want it to work.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard when people, we're trying to do faction goals. All right, hey, everybody, we're going to start working on this base. But some people, they want to just go the easy route and upgrade the safe zone for LP, and because people need to get returns in the end. So it's you are combating each other. I was kind of looking forward to the LP store, like buying more ships, compound. Like, I don't know if there's ever a instance where we could do the LP store again and do, all right, hey, you could purchase these ships that haven't been released from Star Atlas or whatever the team still has right now on the marketplace that hasn't sold from the team. Redeem those for LP. Like they said before, skins. Maybe ammo. Oh, probably not ammo. Maybe not ammo.
Yeah, I think they said some
R4.
power-ups or something, yeah.
Yeah, power
Some
ups.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was the
like
initial idea, at
maybe
least, yeah.
a lump sum of Atlas. Maybe I don't know.
Crew.
Polis,
There's so many things that.
Yeah.
So I was interested in this LP store, but since that kind of gone away, I wonder if they'll ever bring it back.
Yeah, in the last Portuguese Brazilian brew, I was talking with the guys, and I think the solution for this game is that we need to go in the skill mode as soon as possible, and I think that's going to be the salvation of the game. And if we're gonna have Surge soon, maybe January, whatever, we need to make that the rewards of the game of Surge, the winners. If it's gonna be 4 against 4 or another 4, the 4 guys that win, they get a resource that's very important for the recipe, and the recipes must be the game. The full game must be independent of all the results of the game. So even if you are only a small player that only have one avatar, but if you play Surge and you are a good guy that plays very well, like James, that he won in Breakpoint, you get a important resource that you can use in the recipes of Sage. Even if that player don't have ships, he can sell in the marketplace. And the guys that only play Sage, they cannot get that resource. So they need to get that resource in the marketplace. That example, James that won the competition won. And at the same time, if James wants to upgrade his weapon, he needs resources that are only on Sage. Understand? So you mix the all the game. Another thing that I said to Jose is that scramble the map all the time. So stop thinking that that hydrogen is going to be in the central space station, that diamond is going to be. Oh, yeah, of course the ones that are in high risk zone, stay always in high risk zone, but move around. Understand? And the ones that are in medium risk zone, move around. So you never know what you're going to find. So you need to scan like a resource is another SDU that you need to go to the planet, search what is there. What that makes more activity in the game. So you need to scan, you need to travel more, or maybe you need to buy and sell the ones that you need, so you cannot search all the time, and makes the economy move. But we need for sure is to make a skill mode, because this is a game. If not, it's going to be always a pay, because now it's a pay to earn.
Yeah.
Understand? And
Yeah,
the
and that's
future of
partly
if you
because of only loyalty points. So
yeah
a lot of things coming. Sorry to interrupt, but you can
no
continue. But just taking this into account also, that we're gonna get local markets and local RFR soon. That's something that we're gonna get sooner than maybe than we thought. So
yeah
Santi said yesterday that they were already testing
Dropped it off.
yeah.
some
Yeah, they have the back end ready, and they are just working on the front end and how we're gonna interact with it. But
But
we
that
got
was
some
for the
terrific.
rental, I think. For
Huh?
for the local markets, it was like even the front end was already done, and they were testing things. For the
yeah
rental program, the lending program, they had the smart contract already testing,
Oh,
but
interesting.
yeah, but the UI, the front end, is what they are. They need to do
improving.
it. They
Yeah
still need to make it work and to create it and to do everything about the front end. But for the local markets, what we didn't get a date as usual, but it's gonna come sooner than later, and very likely to come before the end of the year, I think, from what he said yesterday.
yeah
So just to continue what you were saying, PG, and what we were talking about,
yeah
uh, if we get golden tickets as we have right now, and we get local markets, and we get RFRs, but not only RFRs, but local RFRs, which are gonna have different recipes depending on which starbase you are at. I think it's
yeah
gonna be a whole new game. Just local markets can change the game alone, just by having local markets. But if we get all of those things, it's gonna change the game and the options, and I think that's gonna give opportunities for everybody. What do you think about that, especially Shadix, who's been there in silence for a long time?
yeah
Yeah. I'll let you guys talk. Yeah, I'm a big fan of local markets. It's going to open up like the whole transport. How do you say, like
Yeah.
career path of, yeah, just buying something and arbitrage trade it into other stations. Then the RFRs will be. I think Chris explained it in the economic forums that he wants to do a 50-50 split of 50% of the Starbases are where you craft the RFRs and 50% are where you redeem them. Or there's an alternative of 30% split of 30% being empty, and the other 30%, 66% will be, as I said. And this will be a very interesting dynamic, and will be a lot of people will probably specialize in just transporting stuff from A to B, and I'm very excited to see that. A whole new dimension of Starbase that we don't have at the moment.
And
Yeah,
PG,
sounds
you
great.
can. Sorry. Just PG was talking before, and I
Yeah
interrupted him.
the
So
only
you
thing
can
that's
finish what you were saying.
yeah the only thing that I talk also with Jose in the Brazilian bureau was the if it was possible to create a dogfight, even if it was only one versus one, because the dogfight logic is already in the map in the real Engine 5 almost 2 years, right? So instead of doing dogfight with the bot of the game, let's put the same ship for both people and create a dogfight one versus one option in the
Hmm.
competition, of course, and make that competition gets some resources as a reward of playing that mode game. Because yes, I mean a lots of blockchain games, right? Even this month, I received an email from one CEO. It's a sorry PG, but we need to close doors. But yeah, man, they are people didn't plan how the game should be, and the play to earn without a skilled player like a Call of Duty or any other game that the players need to have skills to play the game. Understand? And
Yeah.
that's what makes competition. Like
The only
that's
thing
the
is the
reason.
anti-cheat. We would need anti-cheat, a very good anti-cheat for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
multiplayer
there's some
giving any
problems
kind of rewards needs
that
to
need
be
to be.
thoroughly tested, and that's
Yeah,
the thing. There's a conversation we need to have that to locate ourselves in the stage of development we are. The things that we are testing different modules that are part of a whole, but they are just pre-alpha modules that right now are not one.
yeah,
The actual game starts with the season 0, that I have a feeling is at least a year away. But we are going to have now a more detailed plan of implementation that they need and they want to communicate with us. I think there's going to be a town hall before the end of the year where they're going to give us an update with less hype and less fireworks, just an update of this is where we are, this is what we are planning. And even if we don't get dates, just talking yesterday with Santi, it was really nice to hear what they think and what they have planned. So we know that we have the golden tickets here. We know exactly when that's gonna end, because they already released the whole schedule. I think it's up to February, right?
yeah.
And they
Yeah.
21.
mentioned that after the golden tickets, they're gonna implement the RFRs with all their local stuff. But before the RFRs get implemented, they already want to introduce the local market that is almost there, hopefully before the end of the year. Then they want to introduce an aspect of tutorials for Sage that is really needed, because new players just coming into the space feel very overwhelmed, because it's not an intuitive dynamic to follow, and you need to be taken by the hand by people with more
Yeah.
experience. So
Even
that's a really
more with local markets.
oh
If it's
yeah.
Yeah,
difficult
for
right
sure.
now, with local markets, it's gonna be crazy for new people. So yeah.
An open market opens a huge window of coordination and multiplayer, because now within your guild, the small player is not constrained by the capacity of transport. They can go directly to a further away base and work in something, and they just get the resource, and then they work or their mine, and then they can sell it directly there. They don't need to transport it all the way to the CSS. So this is going to open the game. This is going to energize the environment. It's going to make guilds create their own strategies and organize themselves to make their common fleets more effective. And this is very important. Then after those tutorials, we should be close to the lending and player profile, and that's going to be another huge step for the game, because once the lending is there, you pretty much got that barrier where you need to invest a lot of money to be able to get any returns back, which right now the threshold is really high. If you don't invest $1,000, the returns you're going to get in your day-to-day activity are minimal, especially considering the work that it takes. Then you have the introduction of Command Fleet. That is going to be that mix of Sage with Unreal Engine 5, and it's when we're going to start to turn into the first person mode to the overall strategy view.
The Matthew,
And
yeah.
after that is truly tested and balanced, we should be getting combat, which is going to be a very interesting dynamic, especially as far as factions go. And then hopefully we get the preseason, which is a test of the season 0 that is going to be the official beta, open to the public in the Epic Store, where they cannot allow to make the same mistakes they are able to make now, as far as balancing and in the pre-alpha stage. Once you open that Epic Store game to the public, to general public, you need to have something that works, and you need to have something that is intuitive for people to follow, and they can download the game and start playing that day. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and Santi also
roller
said
coaster.
something important about the loyalty points and what is not working up until now. Uh, and why didn't they change it before? Because they said, okay, we're gonna stop, we're gonna pause everything else until we have fleet command ready. So when we have fleet command at the same level with the same features than Sage in web page so far, then we continue with the rest of the things. So they took that decision, and then they saw that loyalty points were not working, uh, but they already took the decision, so they have to continue with fleet command and get that ready, and then they can get the rest of the things all together, and change whatever they need to change about loyalty points and other things.
Yeah, because
So
you cannot just
Yeah.
remove loyalty points from one day to the next. So that's why they're
exactly.
introducing all these other complexities in the economic
Mm.
loop that are needed before you remove that. Because we also need to progress as a faction, and right now LP is the only way you do that.
So
Carlos,
so
Yeah.
And
by the way,
the,
how's the council doing? Is there any news coming before the end of the year? Like anything council related? DAO?
Yes, well, next week we are going to be in the brew. We officially
Okay,
got
nice.
confirmation today, and we're going to give updates, and we're going to give a clear guidance on how to start interacting with us, constructing the peeps. We're going to
Hmm.
give out all the information anyone needs to have a clear idea of the structure and all the content available about governance and the state we are up to now. And from that moment on, we're going to start setting some office hours where people can come to us, and ask questions, interact with us, or just get help creating their pips. So I'm
Hmm.
looking forward for next week. We have a lot of stuff coming. That's going to be very engaging, and we hope the community jump on the ball and start creating some pips and start
Yeah.
supporting each other, especially the content creators and the people that are bringing value to the system. They need support. We have that vaulted for that purpose. So one of the things we're a little worried about is that maybe the community will be too hesitant to spend any money right now. But we hope that they actually are able to
Hmm.
support good ideas, and we start seeing the results of that. Widening the scope of the community and what they
Hmm.
can bring to the table.
That's really cool
and
because we're actually working on a PIP with the German speaking community. Me and VB, we host the Atlas Brew in the German Atlas Brew, the Stammtisch, weekly, and we are actually working on a PIP. We're just waiting for this blueprint of yours to be introduced. So exciting to hear that there's
cool.
more coming next week.
Let me remind the audience, the people in the chat, that they can comment on everything that we're talking about, and also give us a thumbs up, give us a like, please. We are here and we are talking about interesting things. So if you like what we're talking about, just give us a like. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel also. And yeah, PG, you were going to say something, and then Solas has been
yes,
silent for a while,
I
so
was
I want to
going
know
to
what
ask
he
if
thinks also.
Santi talk anything about that that Gallia mission. You know the Gallia mission that is in
Project
Unreal
Galia,
Engine
yeah.
5, Project Gallia.
I don't think we did, right? Um,
Not
That's
much.
season 0, right? Is
Yeah,
still very far.
the mission was just like it's not a proper mission. It was more like a showcase.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
will change a lot still, I think, for season 0.
Yeah, not yesterday, but in the previous Spanish brew, I asked about that, and Santi. Well, I asked if it was going to be something that we would be willing to play and repeat, and have some things to do every time that we played it, like something to do. and he said, well, maybe not something to really play repeatedly, you know, not one time, another time, another time. So maybe it's something like, yeah, showcase, or just like something to see once, and then you see it, and then okay, I go and play Sage. You know.
Yeah, it's a mission. You do that mission, and if you well, if it's a really difficult game loop, if you get hooked until you finish the mission, if you die, you start from the beginning, and you didn't finish. Understand?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if it's a mission. I mean, in the video we saw that he was like, yeah, going somewhere and trying to do some job or mission, but I think it's more like a test flight, and you can explore a little flying
Maybe
and
it's part
maybe,
of a tutorial
yeah.
at some point.
I would think that it would come with the tutorials,
Yeah.
and they would be some kind of content like that when they open the beta in the Epic Store as well, because gamers are gonna want to come and do something. I would
I
Yeah.
just
imagine.
know it looks like my PFP. That's all I know. The character in the thing is the AI character I made, I feel like.
But tell us, what do you think about local markets and RFRs, and how's the game gonna change after that?
Yeah, so one of my little side hustles, I guess, is sports betting. So one of the things I do, it's called arbitrage betting. So you go to like Caesars sportsbook and you bet on this team, and then you bet the opposite team at MGM. And regardless, if the numbers match up, you could make a guaranteed profit no matter what. So, uh, and you could do this with like positive EV and stuff like that. So, related to local markets, you're going to be able to make arbitrage on these local markets. Just hop around different bases, um, crafting different things, moving into different bases, selling it. So it's going to be very interesting. One of the things I could foresee is faction hoppers are going to happen again. You know, they might be grabbing one resource, buying. You know, you could let's just say I go to Ooster and I buy up all the SDUs, which are and scarce, uh, very very scarce. I buy up all the SDUs in this one area, and then I bring it back to Mud and sell it at this base for double the price, let's just say. And like currently, I could see that happening. I think most this SDU scanners, like the biggest SDU scanners, are in the Oni faction. So I could see that happening in the Oni faction. And then at what point are people going to be, all right, we're not going to sell on the market, or we're going to put it very steep, you know, so this doesn't happen. And, you know, maybe that starts a lot of OTC trades instead of local markets. Like, so it's going to be a very interesting market and flow, how everything happens. And then also like local markets going to be so massive, especially in Mud. A lot of Mud players express their how you say it. They're a little mad about not having any biomass or iron ore on the completely right side of the map. So we can't even like it's a no man's land. There's no food or iron. So it's very hard to build out that way. So local markets, if you could get something like that out there, local markets are going to be massive. And going kind of full circle towards combat, the only way Mud right now could attack is build towards Oni. You know, you can't even build it towards Ooster, and vice versa. Ooster, if they wanted to try to attack Mud, there's none of those resources. They won't get very far. There's no supply chain out there. It's literally the demilitarized zone. It's like North Korea and South Korea. There's no way passing. So my thing with the team, if that's not fixed, and like local markets, okay, yeah, some people are going to be making really good money, but if that isn't fixed by combat, let's just say, I personally feel like you're forcing Ooster to fight Oni and Mud to fight Oni. Personally,
I'm pretty confident they will fix that with combat because they hear you guys. You've been quite vocal about it.
Half of it already. Because if you are not able to produce it, but you're able to buy it on that side, even,
there will a lot of things will change until combat. I'm quite sure. I would
but
hope so.
If you want to buy
combat
it
is going to
on
be
that side,
the breakpoint.
Sorry, BG?
I think combat is it's not the breakpoint, the meeting. I think from combat forward, nothing is going to be the change. Nothing is going to be the same. I think combat is combat is going to be that line on the floor that's going to separate. Okay, now it's serious. Now we need.
The only thing,
now we need to open
is
our
how
eyes.
far is that? How far is that?
It's far. Well, maybe July, something like that. July next year.
Really?
Or maybe they are doing that for breakpoint. Maybe they are doing that for breakpoint.
I think maybe they show combat in next breakpoint, but the same way they showed this kind of shooter competition in this last breakpoint, and we don't have it yet. And it's gonna take some time.
And they showed the race 2.2 in the previous breakpoint.
Yeah, exactly. So combat, I think it's very far away because we have, as Don Carlos was saying, we have a kind of roadmap that they already said. Santi talked about that yesterday, and it's first we have golden tickets already, and then it's local markets, RFRs, fleet command, lending, rentals, and the shooter. And then after all that, at some point in the future, combat. But a lot of things to come, and they are not coming very, very soon, all of them, So I think it's more than a year for combat.
Also, what people need to realize, with rentals, I spoke with Mike, and with rentals, another big thing happened. Do you guys know where it is?
What is it?
With rentals, score finish.
Right.
So it's almost
it's about time.
It's almost the same number of ships that are in Sage are in score. Almost the same view up of millions. So when rentals come, all these big whales that are only in score because they don't have time to play or they don't care, they're gonna put all these view up millions. I don't know if it's 100 millions or something like that, but it's a stupid amount of ships that are still until today in score. They're going to rental.
And not only in score, some ships are not doing anything at all.
Yeah, Santi mentioned yesterday that it was something crazy, like 50% of the ships were not in use right now.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a few.
And some ships,
there's a lot of players waiting for that.
Yeah, and some ships are also even in Sage, but not doing anything at all. So a lot of people don't have time for that.
Not in Starbase, in labs, are stuck.
Also, that also, yeah.
Well, it's going to be
because where Bitcoin passes the 100K and Solana goes up to 300, 400, 500, and people start coming in, and you get all this FOMO again. We're going to see a lot of people coming in, and if those people are able to rent a ship and they're able to make it work and they're able to find modules that they are fun and they can play with other people, I think we're in a very good shape. I think 2025 is going to be a great year, but I think 2026 is the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be careful.
The guilds.
be careful if you ask Solana to go to 500. Huh?
Yeah,
That
that's
have consequence. If more Solana go up, more plays we're gonna lose.
Oh, let's hope for
Because
fire
if,
dancer soon, huh?
even
Yes.
it
the
depends on
Fire
fire,
dance.
how it depends on how Atlas is going up or not.
It will.
If the game gets more releases out, so we
yeah,
get more something to play, and more people come, and Atlas goes up, then the profits can still be
Keep up.
profits. But yeah, but if it's not like that, then as you say, PG, Solana going up,
yeah.
it's just more costs, more expenses, and it's gonna be crazy and not profitable.
Solid
Yeah.
layer
So
one,
my
good fundamentals. If you ignore the noise of the variation in price of the volatility, but you see the actual trend, it's all going up. It's all going to go up. And Solana is finally this year they are really placing themselves as the ETH killer. I don't say that necessarily that they're going to replace it, but they are capturing a lot of the market that it's been invested in ETH for so many years. Because now the technology is there, the chain is stable enough, and this month we should have a massive update in Solana that is going to improve things and is going to speed the transactions, and there's a lot of good promise that I hope it moves forward
Yeah.
as we expected.
I don't
on
use Ethereum. I think the last 2 years, something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
On rentals, I think we're gonna see a lot of guilds, like guilds come out of nowhere and all of a sudden be in the top 3 or 4 or 5, with rentals. So it might change the whole dynamic of this game. You might have a small guild all of a sudden become one of the largest guilds. Um, and it's going to be interesting how rentals start, because no one's going to want to rent to people that really don't know how to play the game.
You
I'm
don't.
sure, like,
You're not gonna pick.
I,
You're
you're
not
not going to
gonna
pick.
pick.
No, you don't
What
think so?
what Michael told me. What Michael told me is that everything is gonna be in the bowl. You go in there
Okay.
and you don't know who is the seller or the owner of the ship, and you that are the owner of the ship, you don't know where your ship is going to.
I
So
see
I
pros and
talked with him.
cons with that
I talked
Yeah.
with him
because
because of Iris Venture, because is one of
mhm,
the mechanism is renting. And
mhm.
if my idea was to rent to the club and bulk people, uh, that was good. But I can rent, I don't know, even a guy from AFIA come and can get my ships. I don't know. Understand?
Yeah,
Anyone anyone can rent.
because my thing, I see good and bad with that. Uh, with people, if you were able to choose, it's cool because you could, it's a guild perk. You could rent to your guild and have it's a perk for joining that guild. But also, like, people are going to be renting to people that have the bot set up, that don't want to set up their bot necessarily. So the people that are already playing are just going to get more ships. Barely anybody's going
Yeah,
to join more. So I see good things and bad things. But with the pool situation, like you said, like, good and bad, how do you incentivize your guild? Like, why? Like, a lot of people bought these ships to benefit their friends, like, help their friends out and get them started as well. So
no,
if you don't
Michael told me that the direct rental
Mhm,
is in the plan, but for the future, like the first
mhm.
release is going to be in the pool, and anyone can rent whatever they want.
But once you
Are you
open
going to
those
be able?
mechanics, you also open the window to third-party development. So anything that the community needs, feel they need, is going to be created for them, either by the team or by the third-party development. Because already
Yeah,
in Sly, we use a lot of those permissions when we give permissions to our ledger, from our ledger to our hot wallet, and all those permissions already exist within Sage. So it's just a matter of time that all those tools are going to be implemented by guilds. Like, I don't doubt guilds like IFIA and the club and big guilds Rome, they will implement their own proprietary programs and help their members the way they see it fit.
And there's something else that Santi said before. He talked about that yesterday, and it's that there's an idea, and they are thinking about that, to have like a way to make like a bookmark or tab or set like a name for or set like a name for a wallet in the marketplace, so that you can know, okay, this is my DAX wallet. So maybe that's not specifically for the landing page, the landing platform, but if they do it for the local markets, they can do that for the landing page, and that would change everything completely. And again, also something that he talked about yesterday is that he said that's an opportunity. The lending thing is an opportunity for people already playing the game and having good strategies to get like bigger ships, because they can tell them, okay, I already know the game, I have good strategies, give them to me, lend them to me. So I'm not sure, maybe they have some way already, or are thinking about some ways to do it in not exactly like Wagner said, but I also heard Wagner say what you were saying, PG, but yesterday Santi said something different. So yeah, specifically these two things may change that completely, and maybe it's possible in the end that we see, okay, this is my DAX wallet, or this is Modern Par's wallet, or this is a friend's wallet because I bookmarked that wallet. Of course, even if there's no other mechanism for that, I can already know, okay, which is your wallet, PG. I go and lend it from you. You know, if you tell me your wallet and or whatever you announce there, I go and look for it. So I think there will be ways to do it. We'll
like
see
you
how
apply,
exactly.
like you have a site and then you apply for those
Depending
ships.
on the front end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Because
I like
for
that
local
idea.
markets, we'll see the orders there, but for the lending, we don't know if just a more friendly, click on icons and click on ships and click on stuff. And
Well, with that,
we
is
don't know what
everybody
they're developing.
is people going to be able to set their rates like a 70-30 split, or is everybody going to have the same split? So it could go two ways. Like, you benefit the guilds by renting to people you want to, but maybe not bringing new players on board, or vice versa. Bringing more players on board, but you're not renting to people that you know, and maybe you don't even get to set the rate of your ships. The split. So there's good things and bad things about both, it sounds like, but we gotta find balance, I guess.
One complaint I've had from a long time, that is the one thing that I think they should be working on, and I haven't heard anything about it, is a better implementation of the DAX within the Star Atlas actual on-chain universe. We were able to create this DAX on the webpage of Star Atlas, but that's it. There's no functionality, there's no chat, there's no managing that matters. We have those entities created there. The view of it is actually stuck on the first 10 DAX that's submitted. That's something that I am really hoping at some point they retake and implement it into the player profile, because I think the community has played such an important role that I don't understand why DAX haven't been prioritized.
I think it
Yeah,
was fun.
even for search, we should have like a logo of our guild in our arm, a chance to put like a patch in the arm of the avatar when you play search. That will increase the competition.
I think it was Funcracker who suggested that in local markets, it would be cool to have like guild markets where you can only access this if you are in the smart contract of the guild, right? And It's not there that it can be implemented that easily, but to me, it makes a lot of sense that this will be possible at some point, right? You have only a market on Starbase X for the club or for Athia, for Rome.
Yeah.
Really cool.
That's a cool idea. That's a really good idea. You don't have sound.
I think it's cool on that on one hand, but I have my doubts on the other hand. I mean, I'm not sure if it's gonna be good for everybody. For big guilds, it's gonna be good for sure. But what about smaller guilds or smaller DAX groups of people, whatever? If you're not part of,
Yeah, you
of a
can.
big guild,
You should have always the option or the Starbase marketplace, local marketplace, and
yeah,
in
but
the same Starbase, you have your guild marketplace.
but what I
Understand?
mean is a lot of
And then
volume of
the best price wins.
yeah, but what I mean is a lot of volume would go to the guild if it's a big guild and everybody in that guild wants to trade with guild mates. That's gonna be there, and the rest of the people maybe they don't have liquidity. You know, maybe they don't have enough people buying and selling things in the local market on the open one. You know, maybe
But
so I
that
have my doubts. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I would need to think about
yeah.
it longer,
But
but I
look,
have my doubts.
if you sell 1 cent below what you sell in the guild, someone is gonna buy it, and not gonna say to the person in the guild. The price is gonna is gonna say if it's gonna work or not. But yeah, even with local markets, and regarding what I was saying in my first speech, I think the recipes in the future they're gonna be very mixed. You can be in one corner of the map and in one star base, and you will need something that is in the other corner of the map. So what is gonna make is gonna make more adventure, and it's gonna make that resource in the other corner that you need in the other corner have more value, and vice versa for all the resources, for all the recipes, for all the how many 17 multiplied by 3, you know. And the most funny, it's funny if in the future we are multi-faction, right? Well, we the club, right? I don't know, Shadix. You are multi-faction, Shadix?
I'm Oni, actually. My count is Oni.
Only, right?
Yeah, and since I'm
Yeah.
a mod
So
with Startless, I can't wear my guild tag anymore. So I'm. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
So yeah.
I like the idea of what PG said was with Surge in the guild, maybe patch or whatever. But it would be cool to with the like what Drum Carlos was saying with the DAC platform. You could see what guild on the marketplace is selling. I don't. That would be interesting to see. Like, let's just say I sold something, and then you would see the club or whatever. And let's just say like I want to buy from Athia who are shipbuilders. So I'm going to be looking what Athia is selling. And it would be interesting, just kind of like in real life, that you're not allowed to buy from certain people. Like if like people, mining diamonds in certain countries, blood diamonds, you're not allowed to buy blood diamonds from certain people, but you could buy diamonds from these people. It's going to be interesting, and then like little sanctions, like hey, this guild, hey, try not to buy from this guild or something. It would be kind of interesting to have that implemented. I don't know if that would be a good thing or bad thing, but that's just something,
Yeah,
kind of in real life that happens
About having
that
options,
might
right?
be,
but
yeah,
that is already the plan of the game, because you're gonna have taxes. I don't know if you remember.
yeah.
Local governments, yeah.
Each zone is gonna have taxes. So if other people come from that are not from our guild, or don't have policy enough in that region, they have to pay taxes to the
Mm-hmm.
people that have policy in that region.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's a bit of alpha or not, But that thing that I told you about mixing modes of game and mixing resources is gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, like certain guilds, maybe, like I said, might even have a recipe, and like let's just say,
But I
Heimdall.
don't believe it's in search is another game mode. It's not search,
Oh,
but I
okay.
think it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
People
like
need to play a real Engine 5,
Mhm.
and they will get resources to use in Sage.
Yeah, well, certain guilds might, have a blueprint of one ship, and other guilds might not have that blueprint. So, they can kind of make a monopoly. I don't know. It'll be kind of interesting. We'll see how it all goes. What do you plan to do in game, Shaddix? Are you gonna be a DJ or or maybe a side
Or
hustle?
there's certain metaverse aspirations I have with my music. Yes,
Mhm.
I want to help make festivals happen on the Super Phoenix DAO. That's something I would really dig
Very
and,
cool.
like to do. Like not necessarily about me. I might be part of it, but just the event in general. Like I think it's a really cool concept. The festivals on the Super Phoenix. I love it. And from a gameplay perspective, I'm a explorer by heart. I just love to go where I'm the first one. Make first contact with some AI aliens that I'm the first one to interact with, and yeah, that's just the imagination goes wild there. So I'm really looking
Yeah.
forward to this kind of gameplay loop.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. By the way, Karlikovic, welcome.
Welcome.
Amen.
Yeah, I think that's something that we are always thinking about that in the future since the beginning of
Mhm.
Startless. Events, big events, like the same thing in businesses in the stations or in the big ships like the Titans. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But what I'm getting excited about is that even if that's far away, the game I think is gonna change completely very soon, in some months, because of all these things that are coming, the local markets, the local RFRs with different recipes in different star bases, the lending, and then
Yeah.
that's not even something like getting search or races, the ship races, the combat races. It's not about anything like that yet, and it's gonna change the game completely. It's when we get the combat racing and when we get the shooter, it's gonna be a whole new world. But even without
Mhm.
those things, the game is gonna change very soon completely, and that's something that really gets me hyped for this because
Yeah,
we've
I think
been waiting for so long.
Mm.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I think it's going to be a snowball that start growing with these next releases, and the
Hmm.
time's going to fly because it's going to be Christmas and then January, and then you already have a new thing,
Yeah.
and then the new thing is going to be cool, and then after this new thing is going to be cool, maybe you have combat, and then with the rental system, everyone have a chance to have a good ship, right? Uh, and people's going to decide, uh, and like Michael said, is another 100 million view up of ships
Hmm.
in score of
Yeah.
people that they are not keen to play or whatever, or they are busy because everyone have a life, right? And all of these 100 million will go to the marketplace again uh, to rent to a lots of, for example, a
Hmm.
lots of people from Brazil. They are massive players, and
And
because
Chinese
the
people.
economy of and Chinese people and even people from South America, they don't have conditions to buy a $2,000 ship, but they can share the profit of a $10,000 ship, right? If they use it, they share the profit. They don't spend money in the ship, but they're gonna use it. And what's gonna do is another ship that need to buy ammo, is another ship need to buy fuel, toolkits, etc. So all of these 100 million that need to use uh, our force is going to only that already going to move the economy. Only that,
Yeah.
And
without mistakes.
just remember what Labs was, how it worked, and it only had RFRs and sometimes the golden tickets, and it didn't have local markets, it didn't have lending, it didn't have all these other things, and it was already something that kept the community excited and motivated.
Yeah,
So when we get all
I,
these other things, it's gonna be different. As you said, time is gonna fly.
yeah,
We're gonna get the things sooner than we expected, and I mean some things sooner than we expected. Other things are gonna come later, but we're gonna be busy and motivated with other things while we wait, and that's gonna be
yeah,
a game changer.
like PG was saying, with like scholarships with some countries that might not be financially better off than other countries. There's so much technology coming with cloud gaming now. Cloud gaming, people are going to be able to play these crazy high graphic games like Star Atlas, and countries that aren't financially stable, and they could play with just a regular laptop. It's going to be interesting. This market's going to be expanding rapidly, very fast, I believe. I do have to step away, but I just want to say one comment before I have to go. It's good. I can't wait for the metaverse, where I could be able to buy a pizza in game from Domino's, and it comes to my house.
Yeah.
uh, it's going to be very interesting, and I'm looking forward to the future. But I do have to step away. Thank you for coming, guys.
Yeah.
If you're interested in a
It's
guild, look deep profits, bulk club, join the Mud Empire. But thank you, and you're in good hands with these guys.
It was great chatting with
see you,
you,
mate.
man. Take care.
Nice chatting with you guys.
Nice.
All right, talk
Yeah,
to you guys later.
Take care.
that's
see you.
see you, mate. That's
Uh,
Go
one
ahead.
thing that I missed from the first cruise. I don't know if you guys were here. Maybe Shadix was, and maybe everyone was here. In the first cruise, we were only talking about the big vision of the game.
yeah.
When he talked about that thing of selling the pizza, we are already talking that in 2021,
Yeah.
April 2021. My first idea was to create a planet where I could do racing, a racing course, like I did in Atlas Mission Run,
Hmm.
but with ships that people can organize. That planet is, well, I was not having a planet only for me, but in that dream, 2021. So I have my race course, and I create entry fee, and then the winners take everything. So that create competition. People want to play and to risk. Yeah, man, that was the dream, and I think is gonna happen. Everyone's gonna have lots of business inside of each planet. I think in the future, polis is going to be very important. I think people are going to look to 30 cents polis now and going to regret not buying more, because in the future, with the tax
The
of
local
each
governments.
region uh, is going to be important. Other thing that people are not looking with the eyes really open is to claim stakes. Uh, uh, I think is something that's because don't have use now. Well, I've used because give me R force every day, right? And I save a lot of money with that. But in the future, I think claim stakes is going to be an important asset that everyone should have a little bit of claim stakes too.
You bring a very important point that we were talking about this grand vision in 2021. And then from there, we went to start testing these pre-alpha first modules that came. And the magic word here is balance. We have been playing these modules that are unbalanced by default because of the constraints of all the complexity that doesn't have yet. And as they start introducing all these elements, that balance is going to be found, and these lending strategies and all these things that we're going to be able to do as a group are going to balance and are going to open the door to this big acquisition of new players that we need and that the game needs, but that we were not ready yet, because any player that
Yeah.
we brought right now we couldn't retain unless they were a part of the cult, people that really believe in this, and we are all in. So that's gonna
Yeah.
be the change we're gonna see in the next year, and it's gonna be a big change from what we've been experiencing since escape velocity up to now.
Yeah, yeah. And another thing, when score finish, the 33% that of rewards that are still going to score, gonna come back to Sage. So more rewards to divide for the players.
True.
Yeah. And again, it's for me. It's all coming back to the changes and the releases that are coming sooner than later. The first things that we're gonna get, like local markets and RFRs and lending afterwards, that's gonna be for me the start of the future of Star Atlas. I mean, this sounds big, but it's the first thing that is gonna motivate the community again, and it's gonna be the beginning of the next things. When we have the shooter, when we get the shooter, or when we get the missions in Project Galia, and that's gonna be the start of the metaverse that we all envision. You know. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is what gets me excited. We are coming from a kind of dead zone where nothing happened or nothing really big happened. It was all the same for a lot of months, and now things are going to start moving and faster and faster each day. So it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, there are a lot
So
of people waiting for landing. I've been tuning in to the Philippine Brew. It's happening once a week, I think, on Thursday, and they are really excited to get into ship landing and land all the ships they can, because they have a proper workforce. They want to work. It's what they said. I think Axie was really big back then, right, in the
Yeah.
Philippines, and they are eager to jump onto landing. So there will be a lot of people, a lot of demand for this kind of service.
Yeah, that's what Buddy
Only
used to do with in Axie, and I think he has
yeah.
a big community over there waiting to come over.
An archetype. Archetype is gonna have
Of
ships
course.
for free for all these scholars that he already have, that already
Yeah.
know how to play the game. And I don't know if is any limit. Is there any limit of how many ships can you rent? Imagine if a guy that have a nice system of boating with Sly, he go there and he rent all the ships, right? Put all the ships one by one in Sly, and he have 100 million view up
wow,
of ships that come from Score and
Try not
play.
get less efficient as the complexities of the game and the moving parts start playing into
Yeah,
account.
yeah. I think they should create a limit. How many? Cause it's not ships, it's fleets. You're gonna rent fleets with crew. So yeah, yeah. I don't know if these people that are in
Mm.
Score they already opened the packs, or they're selling the packs, because some people are only investors. If they get the airdrop, they sold the packs, and now they have 100 million of ships without crew. When Score finish, they need to rent, but to rent they need to create a fleet. To create the fleet, they need crew. it's gonna be it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun how that's gonna happen.
yeah. So it's 1 hour and a half already. So
Yeah, we.
yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, but first, we extended some time, like half an hour more than usual, because this was a lot to talk about, and because we have Shadix here for the first time. It was awesome, and well, we can also say some things before we wrap it up. If you want to say anything else, anything before we go.
Any
The
alpha,
floor.
Shadix?
Me, Alpha. Oof.
What are your
Well,
plans in the future, in the near future, for example?
the near future. Any plans? Oh, nothing that comes to mind. I'm just really happy to be here. I've watched the CommandDeck podcast, I think, from the first
Ah,
episode. I'm a big
awesome.
fan since day one. I'm happy to finally be here. And we might, like as I said, we lost some of the footage due to this microphone issue, but we still got some videos in Cambodia where we visited Archetype and Atlas Grace, and we want to present this in some form. So Atlas Theory and I, we still talk on how we actually want to do this, and we also got some really nice footage just doing some adventures with Archetype and his friends. So there might be coming more in that direction, but yeah, that's maybe
Archetype
some
is a
alpha.
legend.
Oh yes, he is. It's such a
He,
great guy.
Okay, I just
I
A lot
hope
of
you
fun
posted
with
guys
him.
the
make it
link
right.
again. I just posted the link again in the chat.
All right, thank you.
So anybody who wants to check it out, it's there.
Awesome.
So, Don Carlos, anything else you want to
No,
say?
that's basically it. I talked a lot today.
We talked a lot today. There was a
Yes,
lot
we
to
did.
talk
yeah,
about,
No,
and it was
we
good.
hadn't made a program in a while because we do them Friday nights, but sometimes life gets in between, and sometimes there's not a lot to talk about, or we are waiting for some guests or for some stuff, but we're always around and we're not going anywhere. So happy to be live again.
Very important
yeah.
message that we're not going
I
away.
think
We're gonna be here.
we should do another one at least before Christmas. That
For sure.
is not that far, and I'm pretty sure that from here to the next command deck, I think maybe we're gonna have more surprise because that last 4 to 6 of Santi with that voice in the brew, in the economic brew last week, he gave me the feeling that something is coming very soon.
By the way,
So
Archive was supposed to come today and he couldn't in the end because one of his kids got sick and it's like extremely early where he lives at.
Mm.
But we are going to have him and we might bring Shadix and Atlas Theory back as well. So I'm
Exactly.
looking forward to that.
Would love to
Yeah,
come again, for sure.
I was gonna say that we need to get them here again.
and Chalik,
So,
we talked today about you guys creating a PIP to go to breakpoint in Dubai. Think about it. Think
Yeah, yeah.
do it. You don't have nothing to lose.
Yeah, no, we actually also we were talking about this. I mean, there's still some things that have to happen regarding pips, like the blueprint for it, and I want to see some pips coming to fruition before we propose it even. But we are in talks of it. Yes, we'll probably do that for sure.
By the way, Bufalito, we love you.
yeah, we have some Spanish mates and friends in the chat. They try to understand for sure whatever they can understand, but still they're here showing their support. So thank you very much. I'm gonna say it in Spanish for them. Gracias chicos por estar ahí. Sé que os cuesta un poco más tal vez en inglés, pero estáis ahí intentándolo, escuchando, poniendo atención y apoyando CommandDeck Podcast y el canal, Nebular TV. Así que, bueno, muchísimas gracias y también, bueno, apoyando a Drum Carlos y apoyando a todos los que estamos aquí. Así que, bueno, muchísimas gracias como siempre. And thanks a lot, guys, everybody in the chat, everybody who watched this, who watched us talk about All-Star Atlas. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your support. I hope, or we hope, that you enjoyed it, that it was interesting for you. And yeah, so that's it. We're done for today. But we're gonna be here, as Drum Carlos was saying. We don't go anywhere else. We won't go away, and we're gonna be coming back soon. We don't know exactly if every Friday, because yeah, sometimes life gets in the way, or maybe sometimes there's not too much to talk about, and we don't want to waste your time or our time anyway. But when there's something good, we're here, and when we can, we're here. So we're gonna be coming soon. Stay tuned. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss the next one. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Drum Carlos. Thanks, Shadix. Thanks, PG.
Buenas
See you
noches,
guys.
guys.
My pleasure.
Buenas noches.
Good night and buenas noches. See you, guys.
See ya.